Tell me, where were you when this happened? I heard you chatting with Kim and Bentley. You were pretty close.
I was really close. Watching the whole thing, I was probably on the second level up from, well, I've never been to this place except for classic car shows, so I can't really explain to you, but I was to the left of Charlie, super clear view. Saw everything happen, heard the gunshot. I was the last one standing because I couldn't quite believe. I thought maybe it was a stunt. And then everybody fell to the ground. We all fell to the ground. I got pushed into some bushes. I stayed there. There was a lady with her elderly mom, and I said, "Is she okay?" And she said she's okay. So we just kind of stayed in the bushes for a few minutes, maybe a minute and a half. And then a man said, go this way. And we went right where Charlie had come in and out. And I was right behind the police when they had the man in the handcuffs. And I was standing right there next to them as he was on his knees. And he said, I would say multiple times, but at least twice, just shoot me, just shoot me. And I videoed it, and I called him every name in the book that I could think of, which is probably not appropriate, but I was a shaken ball and mess. I'm still shaking, and I'm still crying. I love Charlie Kirk. He's awesome. And I pray for him and his family. And I pray for everybody that was here to witness this. It's awful, and I don't understand why we can't have something like this that is truly innocent. You know, there were the non-believers, the ones that didn't like him, and that's fine. But to shoot him, he doesn't deserve this.
That's the part I keep hearing from a lot of people too, is like, look, no matter what side you're on, this shouldn't happen.
Never, never, ever, never. And I will always help anyone. I don't care if they're a Democrat, Republican, conservative, it does not matter. And I asked a girl, hey, can you tell me what building this is? And she looked at my hat and she said, not with that fat hat, no way. And I was like, okay, well, that was rude, but whatever, you know, to each their own. But it's sad. It's really sad, the America that we have today.
I don't know. People keep saying, how do we fix this? And you keep thinking, is this tragedy going to be the spark that gets us back together? Because something is wrong, and we need to come together. But how?
I wish I had that answer. Oh gosh, that's the multi-billion-dollar question, isn't it? I wish I knew. Prayer. Pray. Stand up for your beliefs. Don't back down. Don't listen to the propaganda. Do your own research. Don't take one person's opinion as fact. Look into things for your own. I don't know.
You're still shaking.
I am.
I'm shaking just talking to you. But one thing that hit me when you were talking is you saw Charlie get shot.
Yes.
And then you were waiting because I think you don't know where it came from. You don't know how many people there are. You don't know what's going. That's terrifying.
Right. And like I said, I wasn't sure because he was literally talking about how many mass shootings from trans people. That's literally what they were talking about when it happened. And when I saw him get shot, I like I said, I was probably the only one standing still for a minute because I was like, what the heck just happened? I thought maybe it wasn't real. And unfortunately it was real.
Now you're leaving, you're trying to get out of here, but you're talking with people you probably never met before because that's how you cope. This was a tragedy, and you were there.
Right.
You talked about it.
Right, and this lovely lady here, I just said pray as I didn't realize that you guys were the news. I just said pray for Charlie, and she said, "Are you okay?" I don't know her, and she gave me a hug, and and I thanked her again for the hug because that's how we need to be. We need to be more loving and kind to our people. All of us. It doesn't matter the color of your skin or, your political background. It doesn't matter. We're human beings, we're Americans, and we should stand tall for each other.
Thank you for your time. I'm
Thank
so
you.
sorry that you witnessed this and went through this, and I know the adrenaline is wearing down now, and that's where it really hits, but thank you for your time and sharing some of that.
You're welcome.
I appreciate
My
your
name's
time.
Elisa.
Elisa, I'm Alex. Thank you for your time.
Nice to meet
Thank
you.
So much. You said you want to doing great time.
Thank you.
Soon after it all happened, I got a text from someone I've interviewed before on previous stories. His name's James Gaffney. And James, if you could walk in the frame here with me. You texted me very quickly after it happened, and you were very close. Can you tell me what you saw?
Yeah, I was like 15 feet away. Well, if you can even see it on there, very close. I can't believe it didn't seem real at first. Not at all. I thought it sounded like a firecracker almost, so it must have been a couple of shots that got fired. And then all of a sudden I'm seeing him go down, and I'm like, what? And then all of us are going down. And then about 30 seconds later, people start moving, and I start walking past the car that they had him in, and there was a guy outside of it with blood all over him, and I'm hearing a guy saying, we need to shut this area down, and just people are walking, but no one's running from where we're at. They must have been running a different way, but they weren't running where we were, and this isn't right. This is so stupid. Like, it's like every shooting is from radical leftists. I am so tired of it. Like, you can't feel safe. Like, I probably will never go anywhere without my gun again. Like, and if they think that shooting him is going to make it so that our resolve is less, you got another thing coming. Because there's going to be a movement because of what he did. We are not going backing down from this. This is so stupid.
So, based off the photo you showed me, and obviously very hard to see with the brightness and the phone and everything, you were what, third row, fourth row? You saw it
There's only
right
two
away.
people in front of me, and I had a direct shot, and it's hard to believe it happened. I love Charlie Kirk.
Third row, fourth row, you saw it
There's only
right
two
away.
people in front of me, and I had a direct shot, and it's hard to believe it happened. I love Charlie Kirk. This is so stupid. And I will not be shaken in my faith with what he was doing. So, yeah, sorry, I don't know.
From what I know of Charlie, and from what I've heard from other people that came out to see him speak today, he encouraged people who disagreed with him to show up and to stand in the front row. Obviously, it sounds like you agreed with him. You were very up close. Did you see it happen? Did you see him get shot?
Yes. Or it was there right in front of me. I thought it was fake. Like, there was, I don't want to go into the detail. It was so crazy, just so much. I had no doubt that there was no way he survived this because of how much I saw. And he is. He's not with us anymore. And this is so stupid that it's happening here.
You were telling me earlier today the format of the event. It sounded like people were lining up to ask questions. Maybe there was only one question asked, two questions asked before this happened?
It was way too coincidental with this person that was asking questions about transgenders being banned from having guns, which I totally agree with. You guys are off your rocker. Like, seriously, we don't have to agree with what you are. Who cares? Be you, but stop trying to force it on us and stop pushing your ideology on us and going to this radical with it. Like, I don't get it. So they're talking about that. And right when they're talking about that with this guy, this is when it happens. And it seemed way too coincidental at that point. I mean, he should be talked to. Whoever was asking that question, the timing seemed way too convenient.